What's going on, fellow humans and resellers? It is I, James, RedemptionAgency.com. 22 years selling full-time on eBay. And, oh, this weekend was such a mess that I didn't even get much work done. The site has just been a disaster for me this weekend. All right, let's see what happened. Got a lot of Posh orders. So Friday night into, I gotta think, Friday night into Saturday night. Yeah, Friday night into Saturday night, there was like a 12-hour shutdown, 9 p.m. my time, Central Time, to 9 a.m. Nothing came through. I actually sold more on Poshmark overnight Friday night than I did overnight on eBay. And then Saturday night, again, another shutdown. There's been issues where it wouldn't let me draft. It wouldn't let me list. So I just took a step back a little bit this weekend. It was just so frustrating. And then the new thing is their automatic bots are taking counterfeit items down that are not counterfeit. So had to call in and get that stuff reinstated. There was one earlier in the week, and then there was two yesterday in the evening time it took down. I'm like, three's too many. One I let go. I knew it wasn't counterfeit. It was a local little league team. I'm like, really? That's counterfeit? I let it go because it says it's not a Vero. A Vero is done by brand or brand, those watching out for the brand, whatever they're called. I can't remember right now. But the ones who were hired to support the reputation of the brand, keep the fakes from being out there. But so then last night it pulled down a Ford hat, which was a legit Ford hat, and a Jim Beam hat that was a legit Jim Beam hat. So I called, and he made it seem like it makes mistakes. I'm like, I've been doing this 22 years. Now all of a sudden in a week I've got three things. Something's obviously changed. I don't know how long that automatic bot's been in place, but 3 mistakes in about 3 days' time. I mean, come on. So he reinstated the items so I could relist them. But it's just like, really? I mean, this Posh is doing good. I probably got 1, 2, 5, 6, 8 or 9 Posh orders here. Or items, I should say. There was a couple of bundles. But we're going to get into the weekend numbers for eBay, and you're going to see how bad it's been. Just constant problems. Let's see. This site is not going to survive at this rate. It's just not going to. I'm really starting to believe that because it just, it keeps getting worse. All right, we're going to compare it to last year. So we got Friday. Same period last year. All right, so Friday was the good day. $946.63, up 12.9%. 79 items sold. So this Friday was the good day where everything seemed to be working fine. And then Friday night had the 12-hour shutdown. Everything stopped about 9 p.m. that night. And hold on, I clicked the wrong button. So Saturday, $613, down 42.8%. Huge drop. My average per item, $19.16, up 3.6. So that's what I'm trying to do to make up for eBay not working properly. So down 43% from last year at this time. And then yesterday, Sundays are usually when everything's working fine on eBay, Sunday's my biggest day. And we click the wrong one again. So yesterday, $456, down 49%. Yeah, it's ugly. This site is just a wreck. A wreck. Whew. I mean, still down around that same amount, down 15.3% from the last 30 days. Like I said, August I should have been up over July. Always have been in 22 years of doing this. And it's just going further and further down the hole. Get one good day here and there, and that's it. I'm trying to think what other errors and stuff I was getting. There was more than just not being able to draft and list all the time. Like this, it won't let me cancel orders. Like I got a couple of customers who asked to cancel an item, and the option is not even there to cancel an item right now for some reason. So if that don't happen today, I got to call that in and figure out why I can't cancel these items. What else was there? I don't even remember right now, but yeah, this I don't get how a billion-dollar company can run a website like this. I really don't. It is extremely scary at this point. So I'm glad I am moving stuff onto other sites. So yeah, I mean, I don't even know what to say anymore, you know. I'm not really shocked or mad or upset anymore. It don't even bother me. It's almost just like watching the Titanic go down, honestly. And just making changes I need to keep money coming in. So that's what we're doing. Cross-listing and concentrating on higher dollar items. So if it ever does come back, I mean, I hope it does, but how much further down can we go before it gets better, you know? They always say it gets worse before it gets better, and I keep hanging on to that thought, going, okay, this is the worst I've seen it. It's got to get better now. It's got to get better now. And then it just gets a little bit worse. Then I'm thinking, okay, it's got to get better. It's got to get better. Then it gets a little bit worse. I mean, down 50% from last year. That's just ugly. And yet, I've probably got about 15,000 more items than last year. It's like, wow. So, yeah, we're just concentrating on clothes, shoes, and hats right now, you know? So that's the main ingredients I'm working with, and other oddball stuff. So, let's see here. So let's go to Posh and see where I'm at. All right, Posh, $561, and we're closing in on 30 days. So the way I'm going to start looking at Posh is, let's see, when I hit 600, that'll be like $100 added to my 6 worst days on eBay. So I can kind of look at it like that. So my 6 worst days on eBay just got $100 better because of Poshmark. So I'm kind of probably view it like that. So any of the money I make on Posh and or Mercari is just going to add to my worst days on eBay. So thinking like that will keep me pushing on the cross-listing platform. So, and if you don't know by now what I use Vendoo. I have the affiliate link below. You can save 25% off your first month by using my affiliate link. And it's nice, quick, and easy, and it'll end it on other sites. See, one of the things that's been going on is the whole thing out there that people have been contacting me about is, does eBay allow cross-posting? And, of course, it's been going on 15 plus years. So it is allowed. What I was kind of thinking this weekend, because I had a lot of time to think, I remember never wanting to cross-list, and it makes sense now, being now that I am using Vendoo, is because of taking it down off the other site. Because the one thing you want to avoid is selling something you do not have. And I remember now, back in the day, eBay didn't say you couldn't do it. They just frowned upon it because they didn't want you selling something you didn't have. Because if you had to cancel a listing, you only get so many of them before your numbers drop and you're not a seller no more. So that was always the big thing. There was nothing that would end an item on another site. So if you didn't keep up with it, you could sell double things very easily. I mean, now it could still technically happen, but it's going to be a lot harder to do. And then also, if it ever does happen, or when it does happen, eBay comes first. I ship it on eBay, I cancel on the other platforms. Those are only secondary as of right now. So that was always what was frowned upon by eBay about cross-listing, is don't do it because there's a chance you could double sell, and if you have to cancel on eBay, you're going to start crashing your account. So, but now that Vendoo has the takedown, makes it a lot easier and a lot smoother. Technology is a lot better now than it was 15 years ago. So it can keep up with some of that stuff. So take these offers as soon as they come in, if I can take them, just because of this. Try to get today back up, because it's been a horrible weekend. So 18.13 for a CD, I will take that. So yes, so cross-listing is fine. You can do it and use Vendoo below. Will help you do it a lot easier. You can move all your items over in one swoop, and then it's real super quick to cross-post. So I didn't do much of this weekend. Yesterday I wasn't feeling too good, so I kind of decided to order the AEW pay-per-view, sit back and relax. So I kind of took yesterday off, more or less. So, and then I feel guilty, especially after a trashy weekend. I feel guilty for taking it off. That's the worst, I think, right now for me. That's the worst thing about eBay right now, is I do all this work 12 plus hours every day on eBay, and now with an hour or so cross-listing. And my results don't change, and or they get worse. And it just makes me feel like I can't stop working. I can't take a day off. Because if I take a day off, it's even going to give it a little bit more, worse. So I'm kind of falling down this drain hole with it. So maybe I start giving 2 hours to cross-listing every day. Maybe that's the next step, to get more items, because I'm only at like 2,000 items on Posh. So, all right, do some questions and comments, and then we'll get into this. Wow, so many issues lately. Talking about the eBay website. For me, these issues have been going on for 2 years. And since the fall update of 2021 is when I started seeing server failures and system errors and all that stuff. That being said, I haven't seen a server failure, quote unquote, the actual term, in a couple of weeks. But you get the actual failure thing. It just doesn't say it anymore. Because when I'm trying to draft, I get this whole white page with a little black print up at the top saying something about not transaction, but something terminated, so it couldn't process or whatever. So you have to go back and try again, stuff like that. So you're getting the failures. It's just not being called a server failure. So what that technically is, I have no idea. But I noticed that eBay had several of my items promoted at super high percentage. I never promoted more than 8%. Check your items. Yes, that is one huge thing that people are complaining about consistently right now on the tech boards. One of the many things, but the promoted is promoting your items higher than what you've ever promoted before. And people are having to call in to get everything credited. So that is a huge problem right now with the site. There's a few others that I'll probably think of here as I'm reading, but that is one big one that's going on right now. So be careful there. eBay dumped Skynet before it's too late. That's crazy. Don't worry about it. He doesn't know how many items you have in your store or anybody else's store. eBay needs to get... He said don't worry about it. This bot taking the items down, do not go against your thing. It's almost like a precaution to the Vero, where their machine kind of goes in and goes, oh, this may be counterfeit takedown. This may be... It's almost like a pre-thing. But I've got 52,000 items. Am I going to wake up one day and 10,000 of my items are going to be taken down because this bot don't know what it's doing? Because we're 0 for 3 now on my items. And I told him that. I'm like, this is scary. He just kept assuring me, don't worry about it. It's okay. Don't worry. So now it's going to be more of a pain in the butt because every time we have it, we got to call it in and get them reinstated. I had an Authentic Coach purse taken down, called to complain, and they said they would review it and get back to me in a few days. It's been like 1 month and nothing. Yeah, he said they're supposed to go in front of somebody to have it reviewed, but mine, I guess, never made it in front of anybody to review. So he just got taken down, I guess. So I guess it's got a mind of its own now. So I've been selling on eBay since 2012 and have 1,200 listings. This year I have noticed the most problems with the site, whether it be crashing, not receiving payments when I should. I'm not sure about that one. Or scammers getting away with obvious scam. Yeah, that's here and there depending on what you're selling, but yeah. I read that eBay sales have dropped by 18%, but Amazon rose by 17%. Yeah, eBay's shooting their own self in the foot right now. They really are. I have an issue with markdown. I will talk to eBay about it. Issues is I can't take items off. So far, I go around the issue by erasing markdown and start over once there is a way to take them off by error. I'm not sure what's going on there, but I was hoping it was going away by talking with eBay. So I guess you're saying the markdown. I'm guessing the sale? I'm not sure. I think eBay is almost totally automated now. It seems that way. With cheap, uneducated customer service outsourced in other countries. See, I still have access to a number, and I still get people in America myself. But like I said, they all seem brand new people. But it does feel like that. I prefer real intelligence to artificial any day of the week. Yeah, I don't understand how a bot can really determine by title and or pictures whether something's real or fake. I mean, it didn't see the registered trademark symbols on the logos on the hat. It didn't see the tag brand name, so it's like how are you determining whether this is fake or real when it's clearly real? The signs there show you it's real, but yet you're saying it's fake. So yeah, I don't understand how that works, but I'm dumb to that, I guess. where do you see notifications for this? I have all notifications sent to email, so it comes through the email. I had 3 items, all past sales taken down with counterfeit claims. All 3 were the same item with positive feedback left on all 3. The only picture I ever used was a single eBay stock photo that is sometimes supplied. Yeah, and from now on, I'm not using I use them for media. I used them for low dollar media, the stock pictures. But if I even put up low dollar media like one day or something, I'm not using stock photos anymore. They're deleted. They automatically delete themselves. If you try to end and sell similar now, eBay's telling you that their stock pictures are not of high enough quality for you to relist the item. So then you can't relist it. So then I have to just cancel it and lose the item basically. Unless I want to go through and figure out which one of the 200s it was, or write them down, then go through and relist. And for low dollar stuff, it's not worth the pain. So it will not allow it to use its own stock photos anymore when I get into sell similar. And then that's also because another reason is the item specifics are disappearing when you try to do that also. So that's another issue that's still going on. So, eBay says, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You worry about it. The same thing that happened on Amazon a few years ago. The bots ran wild, taking down items of thousands of sellers were suspended. Maybe. See, I'm wondering if that's what happened with me on eBay. With Amazon. I sold on Amazon for 8 years, and in 2013, I was supposedly taken down for selling counterfeit items when I didn't sell counterfeit items. And I know 100% fact I didn't. So I wonder if that technology was around in 2013, and that's when Amazon took me out. I always thought maybe it was like a disgruntled competitor or an indie person, because I would sell all the CDs. So every once in a while I'd get an email from some guy in Nashville going, or wherever, hey, that's my CD. You don't have permission to sell it. I'm like, it's a used CD. I have my rights to sell it. And then all of a sudden, I get suspended. So I always took it as one of those two things. But now I'm wondering, was it something like this in 2013? I don't know. I have had 2 in the past week. I never had any prior to that. Yeah, I've had 3, and I've never had any prior to that either. So that's why I think something's changed with that system. If it's been used for a while now, something's changed within it. Jesus, eBay, get your house in order. AI is filtering through, and this is what Facebook has. Absolutely horrid. I hope they wise up and remove it. The automated system has also put a $10 off coupon to my buyers. Nowhere in my marketing does it show it for me to turn it off. I just noticed this, and my orders for the past 2 days have $10 discounts on them. That's crazy. Call that in. I'm sure you did. To answer the question, I'm predicting the 3rd of November sales will turn back on. I just found you and love your commentary insights. Keep me motivated when listing, shipping, etc. I made that goofy little eBay should be commercial. That was just one thing this weekend. I was just playing around. I was just trying to come up with ideas. So I go, ooh, I could do an eBay commercial. Since I was complaining how eBay should make commercials targeting secondhand and saving the planet and stuff, I go, I'm just going to make one. And everything I come up with, I just, that's why it's crappy. I just think of it right before I hit record. I don't write it down, or just like these videos, I don't prepare for anything. I just do it. So, of course, after I put it up, I go, well, I could have changed this. I could have changed that. And it would have been a little bit better. Would have been, but it is what it is. All right, let's get some stuff shipped. It's Monday morning. I got what? September, August, September, October. It's like about 2 months before vacation. So I'm really going to go hard for the next 2 months and make sure I change my eating habits and such drastically so I can be at least 10 pounds lighter when I go on vacation. So I got to fight the urge to go get a fountain soda. I think the urge is just to get out when I'm going to the post office. So I just got to grab a bottle of water instead, or Gatorade Zero instead. So, and then grilled chicken. I'm pound that into my head every day. Grilled chicken. Give me a grilled chicken sandwich, and I take the bun off and eat the sandwich. Grilled chicken. All right, let's get this Posh stuff out of the way. So yeah, I woke up at 5:30 to let Courtney out. I had $0 overnight, or at least at that time. For 2 a.m. till 5:30 a.m. there was no sales. So there was a shutdown, it looked like, between about 10:30 and 8:30 last night. So about 10 hours, sold 3 items in 10 hours. All right, let's get this stuff moving. So, pain in the booty hole. It's just, it's the way we just got to look at it. It's another day on eBay now, So, we have to start doing what we have to do, because apparently the new eBay is just a dumpster fire, and we have to figure out how to survive on that dumpster fire and or start moving our stuff to other platforms. So it's sad. I've been the eBay banner for so many 2 decades. 2 decades. And the past 2 years have just been the worst nightmare. And I held on for as long as I could with cross-listing, and I just can't do it no more. I just those, I don't know, just disappointed. Not just that, I think I got a new term that eBay makes me feel. When I look at my numbers, see the errors, see the problems, embarrassed. eBay has embarrassed me. That's my new word. Looking at my numbers for my business, quote unquote, and letting it get to the point it's gotten, eBay has embarrassed me. So it's time to take that back, and Posh is helping that. So far, so good. So I feel bad. I mean, it's almost like when you've been with somebody for so long and then you have to split. That's what it feels like with me and eBay. Like I have to move on to survive. All right, first up on Posh, we've got a pair of red Converse. These things sold almost as immediately as I cross-listed them. And they've been on eBay for a while, I think. Maybe not. Maybe a week or so. But anyway, sold for $13 on Posh. Finally got all the tax stuff squared away with Mercari. So now I'm going to start putting, I think I'm just going to, for now, just start putting the media on Mercari and put the other stuff on Posh. Since I've only had one media item on Posh, so I can always add it later. Because it's all in Vendoo still, so. Next up on Posh. We've got Bone Collector Visor. That sold for $11. $50 down. That's not the economy. I can guarantee you that. Sure, the economy can be stressed right now, but it's not 50% down stressed. Because when you mix that with days I get no errors and no problems, and I pull out a $900 day, but then days I have errors, I get 400, 500, 6 if I'm lucky. So, gotta start thinking bigger and better. Both with the items and with the placement of the items, the sites. Keep that rolling. Keep it rolling, rolling, rolling. Next up, we've got a St. Louis Cardinals Mickey Mouse toddler hat. Sold on Posh and sold for $10. The more and more the more downhill I see it going, though, the more I'm believing the next quarter numbers, the more drastic change there's going to be on them, because they're not going to have that big pop from the piggyback promoted like they did last time. And it's going to be a true reflection of how, from my perspective, how bad the site is. From their perspective, they're probably going to blame it on customer not being there. But you can only place blame for so long before somebody says, before they implement somebody new. And hopefully whoever is going to be the new listens to the sellers, can see what's going on. Next up on Posh. And I'm going to try to take a thinking that way, thinking ahead. I'm going to try to think 10 steps ahead of eBay right now. So that's where I was going Saturday when I was making those videos. I'm trying to think ahead of eBay. What would I do to save eBay? What would I do to save my business on eBay? So I made those 3 little commercials. The hat one, I actually had one of you guys who saw it and went to my store and bought 2 of the hats. So thank you for that. Your guys' support is just crazy to me, and I truly appreciative of it. And then with the eBay commercial, that should be. So I've got other thoughts of doing that type of commercial feel too. And hopefully as I make more, that I'll make them a little bit better. But trying to think ahead so that maybe if we create the content that eBay should be creating, maybe whoever's next will pick up on that. That's where I'm trying to think ahead next. So we got the box orange Nike shirt. That's sold. And sold for $12 on Poshmark. See, normally something like this would sell instantly on eBay for me. Those St. Louis Cardinal Mickey Mouse hats, they used to sell instantly when I listed them. Now they just sit. Now, of course, is that just because of nobody's wanting them now? Possibly. But when you times that with all the other stuff, and then if I move them over to Posh, they sell, then you got to go, well, maybe, maybe not. 50-50. And that's when you start questioning things, you know. So. All right, next up we got a bundle, three items. All right, they sent an offer for these. At $18, so I accepted it. So we got a Callaway hat. We got a Cardinal shirt. And we got another Cardinal shirt. So, you know, my Cardinals are usually within my top 5 on eBay every week. Now I'm moving Cardinal stuff on Posh. What does that tell me? Get more Cardinal stuff. Become the biggest. I may be the biggest pre-owned Cardinal. I'd have to really. I don't have time to really look into that. But I know not new wise because I can't beat like Fanatics and stuff. But pre-owned, I might be up there with the pre-owned sellers on Cardinal stuff. Boom, boom, boom. Print that up. So thinking ahead is my new concept and where my head should have been for quite a while now. Instead of just wallowing in the falling of the eBay. Thinking ahead, going, okay, what would I want the future to look like? And if you have that creative kind of bone too and have a YouTube channel, join in, make stuff. You know, let's take the negative and turn it into what we would like to see. Instead of maybe making a negative video, maybe everybody start making videos on what I would like eBay to be videos. That could be a nice little subject. What I would like eBay to be by, and then put your seller ID, you know, buy Urban Picker. Buy it, make it personal. What I would like eBay to be by, and instead of making it negative, instead of bringing up the negatives in the video, bring up what you would like it to be. And maybe we can build our own. We already have our own community on YouTube, but maybe we can build our own future culture eBay. Freaking what do you call it? Your not program, but like your, what you see it to be. What, you know what I'm talking about. I can't think of the word right now, but I guess what we would like the culture of eBay to be in the future, that it is not now, that it should have been years ago. Next up, we've got another multiple order. And again, we've got two things that used to sell pretty consistently for me on eBay, but they just kind of vanished now. So they sold on Posh. Both together for a total of $48. We got the Brooks here. We got the Adrenaline 19s. And we got the Launch GTS 8s. So $48 right there. Because these type of shoes I used to always get. Like, shoes used to sell really a lot quicker for me on eBay in the past, and I would always just constantly get them from one of my honey holes. Then it just dried up. So, not the honey hole, but eBay when it comes to the selling of them. So if I can get that back with Posh, then I'll get back into buying more of those shoes. But I still have tons of shoes in storage I got to get to. At least get those listed first. Because especially after weekends like this, I really can't spend money. So I'm glad I've got a stockpile. Oh, why did that go to that? Did I change it by habit? I didn't notice. Maybe. But, yeah, I'm just glad I put myself in the position that I'm in. May have been many years of stress putting myself into that kind of debt. But now not having that debt and having 5 storage areas with paid off merchandise, while the eBay site's not working properly, not bringing in the money it should, I'm very thankful that I went through that stress right now. And I'm going to talk like I need to talk. I'm going to talk like I want James to talk when I say this. So that I'm saying this out of jest, out of funniness, out of positivity. But the fact that I ran the business the way I've done for the last 22 years, right now with eBay acting up, it makes me look like a freaking genius. How did I know that eBay site was going to be so jacked up I wasn't going to be able to spend money, or I shouldn't spend money? So now I've got 5 storage areas filled with paid off merchandise. I'm a freaking genius. That should be the title of this video. James, the eBay freaking genius. No, not the eBay freak. The entrepreneur freaking genius. You see? Oh, but anyway. Of course, just being playful. All right, we got some Cato women's denim jeans sold on Posh. Funny. They sold for $10. But that's the mindset mentality that I used to be. Because I would have to always, growing up and everything throughout my whole life, I always just had to build myself up. Because everybody else is always there to tear you down, or, you know, you don't get the support you wish you did, type of thing. My whole life has been kind of, I had to create my own confidence, my own support. So it's not about necessarily believing what you're saying. It's about convincing yourself that what you're saying could be true. I don't know if that makes sense. And you're going to show everyone that it is true, type of thing. All right, so that is all the Posh. So you say it to kind of like put it in the universe, to put it in your subconscious. Whether you totally believe it or not, saying it and putting it out there and making yourself hear it, then you could eventually start thinking that way. Whether you believed it or not, you could start thinking that way. So that's what most of my stuff was about when I talk. Is about putting it out there to believe a certain way. Oh, that was another thing. It was getting the, and this has been a problem going on for a while now too on eBay. Combined shipping, it's not doing it properly. It would not send the correct combined shipping amount when they tried to check out, and I had to send them an invoice. And when I went to send the invoice, it didn't pop up automatically. I had to redo it. So, and I checked the listings, and they are set up for doing it properly like it always has before, but it's not working properly. So that's another issue. But I know people have been complaining about that for a while now too. Okay. Now we get into some eBay orders. Let's just go here. But so yeah, I was at $0 at 5:30. We're at 10:30 a.m. right now. I'm at $114. So at least we're climbing. So hopefully we can squeeze out at least 500 or 600 for the day, plus a couple of Posh sales. We have the local pickup. It's supposed to be coming today at noon, so I got that sitting outside already. All right, make sure I got all this stuff pulled. I'm clicking on. Every time one of these CDs sells, that reminds me when I listened to Jan over listening to my conscience, and it's going to cost me a lot of money. I'm not listening to my instincts. All right, let's go. Purchase shipping label. Any international? 1. Remove. All right. So first up, we've got an electronic gaming magazine. Headed to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Sold for $5. Yesterday I was just taking offers just to get a sale. $5 for making sure, take it. I need something. All right. Gallon D. I have to ask Adrian what happened to my other marker. Next up, we've got an Old Navy American flag hat. Headed to Hoover, Alabama. Sold for $9. I sold a lot of hats this weekend, but yet overnight I've sold one. Okay, where'd my hats go? And it was an Old Navy one. Of all. Alright. I think it was Friday I had all those hats. A lot of hats on Friday. Lauren C. Next up, we've got Wesley Campbell, Prayers from the Desert CD. Headed to Watts, Oklahoma, sold for $5. And of course, got to do my daily diligence here. Zero Pack! Yay! If you need bubble mailers or poly bags, affiliate link below. Save 10%. Use Urban Picker as my code, as your code at checkout. The lowest dollar mailers and poly bags you're going to find online, and you get 10% off by using my code. The other day I was thinking, I was like, man, are these people going to just think I'm just selling out because I constantly talk about Giropack and the Vendu affiliates? But then I'm like, no. It's not. I'm making it a part of me. It's a part of my business now. And as I've always stated, I wouldn't push nothing that wasn't going to benefit you also. Like if it was only benefiting me, I wouldn't talk about it in any of the videos. I would just use it myself. But being they're the cheapest out there in cost, and you can save 10% by using my code, I got to talk about it. Because then it helps you out too. It's not just helping me out, it's helping you out also. So I can say that. Until I can't say that without 100% honesty, I'm going to say it because it's 100% honestly the truth. So that's 4. Go to ground. It'd be doing you a disservice if I didn't say it every video, because then you could go someplace else, buy some other bubble mailers or poly bags, and pay more for them. So it'd be you doing a disservice. All right. Next up, we've got Wild West Show. Gospel Bills Wild West Show. Tapes for kids. This came out of storage, and from that 141 on there, there was, what was it? Now I forget what it was called. The St. Louis Antique Mall sits there now. Before that, it was Red Racks, but before that, I think it was called Unique Thrift. And I love that thrift store. So that's a way old throwback. Bought that a long time ago. Headed to Tulsa, Oklahoma. Sold for $16. Giropack Orange for Halloween. My Halloween colors. My next order, I guess I should do Christmas colors. I guess they got green, right? I think they do. Get some green and red. All right. Oh, somebody said they got prints now. I didn't even look. I haven't looked on the site lately, but they got Halloween prints. So he said. I'm like, really? That's cool. I'm going to look real quick. Make sure that's true. I don't want to say nothing that's not true. Maybe he was just talking about the colors. Seasonal. Patterns and seasonal. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Yep, we got Halloween ones. We got pumpkins. We got orange with black print. Pumpkins and stuff. That one's sold out. Looks like they got the 6x10s left. That would be the CD size, I believe. The bigger ones are sold out. That's awesome. So they even have cool little pattern prints for you. Let me take this offer. It's going to be a day of just taking almost every offer. Try to get that algorithm back going. Plus, this is a hat I've had in the store for like 4 years, selling for $10. Works for me. Okay, we got 9. We got 10 by 12 by 1. Andrew D. Andrew D. Next up, another CD I've had in storage forever. Sold for $8. Headed to Tucker, Georgia. NXS album with the pop-up. So it's a promo copy. And it has the pop-up in it. So headed to Tucker, Georgia. Georgia. Dun, 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 dun. Bum, 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 bum. 3. So we're gonna go ground. Jose D. Dun, dun, dun. Next up, this is Christmas Complete Carols CD. Christmas CD headed to Jupiter, Florida. Sold for $5. Boom, boom, boom. I should have emailed and told him to send me some of those Halloween ones. Maybe I'll do that today. He said reach out if you ever want some free stuff for you guys' support. I should just say, hey, can I have some of those 6x9 Halloween? I feel weird asking for anything, though, you know. That's never been my real thing, is just asking for something for free. Like, I don't deserve that. But you know what, James? You do freaking deserve it. Because of you talking and your guys' support, I've made that company over $4,000. Thank you, guys. I deserve some free mailers for that. Yes, I do, James. Convince yourself you do. You deserve some free mailers. Don't be shy. Don't feel like you don't deserve it. It's just never been my nature to ask for anything, you know? Like for free and stuff like that. Even growing up when I had nothing, I would work for something before I would try to get it for free. But that, I think, you know, that throws back to having parent, or at least a dad who worked hard for everything he had. All right, I haven't had to glue one of these on in a while. Hopefully my glue works here. Dr. James reporting for duty. Oh, that's a lot of glue. That's probably a little way too much glue. There we go. There we go. Tweakity band. Next we've got I guess that needs to get caught up here. Where's my pencil at? Oh Lord, why is there so much leeway in this? Just oh my God, this is going to be a minute. It looks really loosey-goosey. And I don't have a pencil down here. Both sides look like it's real loose. Well, this tape is Keel, The Right to Rock. An 80s glamish metal hard rock band that had little success. But Ron Keel, he's like the picture perfect, I think, of the way some of the artists should do things nowadays. He's got Patreon, and he releases a lot of like, I am not signed up for it, but I see his posts on Facebook. Releases a lot of video footage and stuff from back in the day. There we go. For fans to look at and watch. So, and then he sends out like once a month or something, he'll send out like a care package to the people who subscribe to his Patreon or whatever, or when they sign up or something. Just little Keel trinkets or whatever and stuff like that. Ron Keel trinkets and that. So, I think he's running that like spot on what you should do if you're doing a Patreon, type of thing. It feels like. If I had time, I would sign up and check it all out, but I don't really have time to sit around and watch stuff or get involved with anything other than what I'm doing, sadly. All right. Headed to Melbourne, Florida, sold for $4. David M. And next up we have the CD that haunts me every time I sell one. I think I only got like 3 left, so I won't be haunted for too much longer. The American Sound Show CD, sold for $40. Headed to Rochester, New York. Almost a year ago when we went to the Smoky Mountains, we stopped at the Bins in Nashville. And there was hundreds, if not 200 of these in the bin. My normal way, start scooping them all up. And Jan reminds me of one that we got in Arizona 12 years ago that I've never sold one of. So I'm like, all right. Threw most of them back, just kept a handful, and they've been selling at $40 a pop. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? You win some, you lose some. Didn't technically lose, but I could have had a lot more. Let's just say that. Didn't technically lose, but I could have won a lot bigger. Lisa B. Could have won a lot bigger. All right. Hell, if I would have grabbed all of them, they would have all eventually paid for the whole trip. What's 200 times, even if I only did them at half price, 200 times $20? That'd be $4,000, right? If my quick math is right. That would have paid for the whole trip. So it could have been a total, if they sold it full price, could have been $8,000. But it would have been a long, slow tail sell, being I still have 3 left now. I would have probably 183 left now. So, But that's how I build my business. and always have. I still have no clue what's in storage and what 183 piece items I got out there of something that I need to get listed because they would sell now. All right. Lisa. It's that one. My Haunted CD. David M. gets the Keel. The Right to Rock. Mark Ferrari, the guitarist of that band, has a book out. I've always been wanting to buy it, but I always forget. There's 2 books I want to get that I just, for some reason, I don't really have time to read. But Sebastian Bach, his book from Skid Row, and Mark Ferrari, I think it's like Music Business 101, and it talks about the insides of the music business, I believe, and stuff like that. Those are 2 books I want to get that I've been wanting to get for ever since I seen them. So, but never seen them in person, so I never picked them up. I think that's the one thing about more people shifting to online than to going out is the whole impulse thing. Like, I've bought a lot less items because I don't buy impulse items anymore. Like, even when I used to go to Best Buy if I needed a new computer, impulse buys would say, oh, let me get this too. Camera, let me get this keyboard. Like, that stuff doesn't happen anymore. The Best Buy by our house closed down, but they're rebranding it a Best Buy outlet. So I'm curious to see what's going to be in there. So once that's up and going, I'm going to check that out. And I got one more here, international item. Ooh, excuse me. And we've got this little Canadian girl plush. And I bet you she's probably going to Canada. Let's see here. Yes, she is. Sold for $11.18. Since I'm trying to get my creative stuff back, I set up a new channel, but I haven't named it or anything yet, really. I'm trying to think of something creative to do that it may not have nothing to do with reselling. I'm not sure. But let me get this set up first real quick. 5. Used plush down. 1. 5. What was it? 11, 18. So my first attempt didn't work. Like, I was trying to do something different. I'm like, well, if you can get income for making content for resellers, what if I made content for the masses? Something that would draw in anybody and everybody. So I've been trying to think of stuff like that. Why is that $15? It's only 5. Did I do something wrong? Yes, I did. Why did it let it go through? I had different weights on each one, but it let it go through. Normally it doesn't. There we go. So I'm like, what could I do that obviously wouldn't take no editing, would take a very short amount of time, but I could just upload stupid, childish, kiddish, funny something that could go along with the masses. So my first thought, and I tried it Saturday, couldn't really get it to work, is I had started a Facebook page many years ago, and I never followed up on it, called Frozen Faces. Whenever I was watching TV and I have to pause it, and paused it just in somebody and they're making a funny face, I took a picture of it and posted it. I'm like, what if I could do that on video? So I started like watching the whatever trending videos are out there now. Like, which one did I try it on? The Trump and Tucker Carlson interview. But every time I paused it, their faces were just the same. Neither one of them really had an expression. I'm like, okay. So I've got to find people who are more animated when they talk. So I was looking around trying to find more trending videos of more animated people. But even on the people who were animated, I would get maybe one funny pause out of 10 or 12. And I'm like, well, that's not going to cut it, because then it's just not going to be enough. You're going to get more duds in that video than sparks. You know, it's more duds instead of laughs, and then you would have to edit. And I'm like, okay, this one's not going to work. So that was I was going to call it Frozen Faces on Facebook, and try that, and then use the fact that I'm using hot topic content and making fun of it, would in hopes bring a lot of people in to watch it. But that didn't work. I was hoping to make that work, because that would have been quick and easy. Just watch one video a day, pausing it at various places to get funny faces, and not even have the volume on. Have the volume turned off so I wouldn't get dinged with any, in hopes that it would help with not getting dinged. And every time a face froze, I'd make just an instant joke of what it looked like. Oh, I'm pooping! You know, just stupid little childish stuff. It didn't work out. So I'm trying to think of another thing to play with. So I'm trying to come up with another idea. Just something short, sweet, simple, funny, childish, whatever. But on maybe hot topics that would draw traction to the videos. So I'm working on that. So I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm back at square one trying to come up with an idea. So we'll see. Anyway, let me do my print ups. I forgot to do that. Print scan forms. And it looks like they scanned the scan form print up last night, thankfully. I'd hate to lose all my weekend packages not being scanned right off the bat. Let's see how many international orders I had this weekend. 5. Only 5. Wow. That's pretty bad. Since Friday morning, after Friday morning's video, to now, 5 international sales. Kind of goes to show how crappy the site was. All right. Still at $114 at 11 a.m. So looks like we're hitting a wall. Of course. I guess you just spend all day cross-listing over to Posh today. All right. Thanks, everybody, for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Later.